Greetings, gamers. Kevin and Kyle here with another Let's Play, and today we are doing Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah,
it's a nice long name for the 3DO.
Something like that.
This is a unique version for the 3DO, and we're going to check out if it's worthwhile or not, basically. Yep. From what I researched is we were trying out the game with regular 3DO controllers. I got a Gold Star version, and that one didn't work out too well. Also got a Dox wireless version, and they're all like 3 buttons pretty much, and they have just no good feel for Street Fighter, really. And then I even pulled out one of these that's like an Interact, and it looks like a Super Nintendo controller, and I thought it was going to be the saving grace, and this one still didn't work well with this game. So I do some research, and I find out Capcom actually had to release a controller specifically for this game that, yes, looks like this, and is not that ergonomic in my opinion.
No.
I mean, I have no clue why they had to go to this extent, but if you notice on this controller, it's got P twice. Because if you used a regular controller, the P button, actually we better show the Gold Star, the P button right here is like start button. And that's actually an action button in this game because they're short buttons. So they actually had to have it twice on here so then you could use it in your action phase and not be hitting a start menu button while you're fighting. Imagine sitting there hitting select to punch somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But I mean, you're saying, what was Capcom?
Captain Commando.
Captain Commando. Had no clue that's what it actually stood for. Pretty cool, though, to know that.
Pretty rare Super NES game. If you find it for cheap, pick it up.
That is what we're going to be rolling with. So we decided, hey, we got a hold of one of these controllers for cheap, and we're going to try it out. I mean, me and Kyle usually roll with the Ken Ryu phase, so we shouldn't have too much trouble. Hopefully it'll work out well. It's pretty awkward feeling. It's like 2 cars crashed into each other, and you're just holding them together. It's a very odd plane. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
And also, the controller length is shorter, so we had to be second player to extend it to reach.
Yeah, sweet.
So we just did that right there.
We rigged it up.
We rigged it so then we could play. So that's why we're going to be in the second player slot in this.
Now his controller actually has another extension in this box here.
That's crazy.
And you would plug another controller here, and it just gets insane.
All right, we got Guile stage, one of the better stages. Ah. Ugh, that kick. He's always getting you with the kick.
Oh, God.
Oof.
Everyone would call him Gully when I was a kid.
Gully. Gulliver's Travels?
Yeah.
I don't know, not everybody seems that excited here. Like the guy in the top left, he don't seem like he really cares about the fight. He's not really showing his enthusiasm as well.
He's trying, but not.
And the other guy's got his hands between his legs just staring at us. I don't like that guy in the middle. What's his deal?
Nice. He's pretty still.
Now, I did notice they got that super meter in this one. I haven't seen that in a Street Fighter game before. See, it's like building up, but I didn't get it full. And when I looked at the manual for the game, it says that if you get that full, you can do like a super move. And I was looking at it, it was like a Mortal Kombat fatality to pull off the move, to say the least.
Yeah, it's like a little combination.
It was pretty convoluted how that panned out. But so far, I got to say, over a regular 3DO controller, this one works. I mean, it's kind of tough, especially if we're both used to the Super Nintendo one, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, we played the Sega and a lot of other versions. I think you were saying, what, the PC Engine version?
Yeah. It's got probably the best graphics, and if you can find a 6-button controller.
Yeah, another one you got to buy a controller for a system. I think that's crazy that a game can be so popular that people go out of their way to buy a controller just to play it for your system. Can you think of any other games that forced you to kind of just buy a controller for it?
Oh, man.
I know that back in the Sega Genesis days, I had my Sega Genesis when they only had 3 buttons, so I had to buy a 6-button for my Mortal Kombat to actually enjoy it.
Yeah, it's kind of the idea that the game was so in demand.
You could just do what you want.
That they released it, and it wasn't compatible with every controller.
Yeah, no.
It reminds me of, it's like the equivalent of releasing this game on Game Boy or Mortal Kombat on Game Boy. It's like people, or even better, like you were saying, like before, the Tiger.
Yeah, the Tiger Electric even had Street Fighter 2.
People just wanted to play this game, like, no matter what form.
Yeah, as long as they had it in their possession, they were happy.
And that's how popular this damn thing was.
Yeah, that's a pretty good battle. I always wondered which is more popular, this or Mortal Kombat, because a lot of people battle about that.
Oh yeah.
And personally, me, I love them both for different reasons. I mean, well, I got that super thing charged, but I don't know what my super move is because it's like an insane combo thing. And whenever I get in a grip hold, I can never get out. I don't know, is there a secret to get out of that sooner? Yeah, you got me on that
I think it's button mash, maybe.
Yeah, I button mashed the heck out of this. It's kind of funny the way this is laid out. You can easily just sit there and hit every button at once. Just sit there and did it. Alright, Zangief. It's enough talking. Zangief's got to go down with his blue shoes.
Those are supposed to be like bear scars from fighting with
Oh,
bears.
yeah, that's right. It's supposed to be like, yeah, usually blood marks or something, ain't it? Or, like you said, scars, being red.
His training's like fighting bears or something.
Well,
like, okay.
his bear training's paying off against me with this controller right now.
Yeah, he's kind of like the wrestler guy. That's the most powerful move in the whole game.
Alright, well,
pile driver.
that's my turn with this. Let's see what your 2 cents is.
Alright.
So, how's it feel? Ergonomically great?
It's all whacked out, but let's see what I can do with this.
I don't know what they were thinking with that design. I've never held a controller that I can even relate that to. It's like they took half of a flight stick and a pad. They just like smashed them together like, yeah, that's a cool controller.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Things were so in demand back then that they could just get away with anything.
Anything like that. I'm going to say, you know what, Capcom, stick to your games. I think that's the first and last Capcom controller I know of that they made. Do you know of any other Capcom controllers? Actually, it says Capcom right on it. They're responsible for this abomination of a controller. There's probably worse controllers out there I've used, but I don't know. This just does not feel right, but I do have my bias because of Super Nintendo controller playing this game so much.
I think really the controller makes or breaks everything at the most base level. Because you can program a game to be the greatest thing in the world, but if you can't control it, like, what good is it?
Exactly. It's like having a car with no keys.
Well, it's like Atari 5200.
Oof.
I mean, like, it just... How do you expect us to, like... And since you can't plug in, like, a 2600 controller...
Yeah, because why have backwards compatibility, right?
You're screwed. I think you have to find there's, like, a red joystick. It's, like, really obscure, but there's one joystick you can find.
Really, that works for it.
Yep.
Well, somebody's got to teach Zangief a lesson.
I'll try.
That's all that bear tactics he's got.
All that training in Mother Russia.
That's kind of different. Why was yours like a fire move when you shot it? I mean, you are Ryu, right?
I think that's what they did that's different. Super Nintendo, it's not like that.
Kind of like up the ante a bit?
Yeah, it's kind of like what Yoga Flame guy.
Now, I don't know if it's this version, but this is one of the versions I know that it's actually a secret option to open up Akuma. And the other versions, I don't think Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis had Akuma in it, so that's kind of another standout, but...
And you can only do it in the versus mode.
Alright, I'm going to have to go with my man here. See if it makes all the difference.
Is there any difference between Kenrai, Ryu?
I think it's just aesthetics, I'm pretty sure. There might be something minute with maybe their blasts or something.
Like their defense or their offense, maybe?
Possibly.
Or is it a palette swap like...
I think it's a palette swap, personally, but I'm sure I'm wrong. Somebody call us out if I am.
I'm curious about that. I've always wondered that, actually.
Well, you don't start that way with this guy. And you don't start that way. Which way can we attack this man? Not that way. Okay, can we touch him? Okay, not that working. Yeah. Just keeps grabbing and catching you. This guy is like lightning, man. It's hard to catch up with.
Got him.
At least I snuck one by, but I got that super powered up, and it's like, what do I hit for that?
It's always good to win the first match, because now you can lose
it gives you better odds.
Yeah.
You don't have the heat is on, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
It's not the 9th inning.
Yeah. Okay, this guy's just crowding you. Give me some room. Hadouken that.
Kind of play it safe.
Ah.
Ridley, where's the noise now? Come on.
Yeah, they only did the Ridley noise for you. Ridley ain't coming. I'll just Hadouken
now that I said it, yeah.
Hadouken this guy to tomorrow. There you go.
Fuck yeah.
I need to be Ken. That's the secret for me.
There it is.
See, it's all mental for me. I was Ryu, and I'm not into it. And there's your Ridley.
It's at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Ridley celebrated my win here.
His face is great.
You got when you're playing the 3DO and their controllers logic, you got to throw that out the window. Don't be using logic on this.
Yeah, you gotta think a whole different way.
The only logical thing they got is the punches and the kicks with this whole controller designed for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's give this a whirl. I'm gonna teach her a lesson. Load times are kind of rough on this 3DO too. I mean, Super Nintendo, I'd be in the middle of a fight by now. That's how you... Ah, she wants to play those games. Too many head games.
Well, oh, here we go. We're close, man. Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
Yeah, the speed definitely helps. It's more what I'm used
Like
to,
Super
I think.
Nintendo.
Yeah, I guess that turbo, when you put it on 2, it turbos it up.
See,
this feels more Super Nintendo speed to me. I really need to play it and compare them side to side, though.
I never had Street Fighter 2 Turbo as a kid. I had Street Fighter 2.
Okay, the normal one. Well, they didn't have turbo on anything but the 3DO. It was like Super Street Fighter on Super Nintendo, but I think they called it Hyper or something.
They have Turbo, though. For
They did, yeah,
Super
they did
Nintendo
have-
too.
yeah,
All
they-
three are there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's just in the title was different or something.
Yeah, there's Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and Super Street Fighter 2.
And there's Street Fighter
Turbo
2
maybe
Championship Edition, Sega Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you, it's like the same game, but they put different names on it.
Pretty much. It
I
gets
mean,
so
it's like-
convoluted. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's like, how many things are they going to keep calling this?
That's what's funny.
I want to call this Street Fighter 2A, Street Fighter 2B, Street Fighter 2C.
Street Fighter 2 Alpha.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now we're getting the
We're getting
Greek
all the,
letters here.
yeah, we gotta get this to feel like a whole a fraternity's playing it
Oh,
now.
God.
I can't wait till the Sigma Beta version comes out.
And it's already confusing because what about Street Fighter 1?
Yeah, everybody was confused about that one.
And then you just keep piling on the confusion.
Yeah, that's how they did it back then. Make it as confusing as possible. Don't get me started with Final Fantasy.
Oh, God. That's all because they didn't have 2 and 3 on the NES here and it screwed up everything.
Yeah, talk about. I just don't understand why they would make something, a series would continue somewhere else and not just continue it everywhere else.
No one would,
Ah.
yeah, no one would understand, like, you know.
You know what confuses me is I keep thinking, because I'm just hardwired for a first player, I keep thinking the first player life bar is
That's
mine.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally throwing me off too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm throwing out all the excuses for why I'm playing tonight.
Kicked your ass, though.
Yeah. Taught her a lesson. Who's next? Graphically, it looks kind of nice, but this just still feels off to me for a Street Fighter. I don't know if it's just because I'm used to the arcade and the Super Nintendo so much, or just doesn't feel the way I remember it, if that makes any sense.
It's definitely different.
I mean, the graphics are awesome on it, and the music sounds pretty
They
good.
all play different. I mean, even the PC Engine one, which is probably my favorite, plays a little
Really? The
different.
PC Engine one?
Oh, yeah. The only...
I'm going to have to try that one. I've never played that one.
It's the closest to the arcade, I'd say.
You kind of need a special... That's another situation, ironic. I mean, that you have
You
to...
need the
Special
6
controller. You need a special controller to
Yeah.
play it. Just that game. Apparently, this game alone caused people to have to buy
Yeah.
controllers.
Yeah.
And it was that good that it justified that people actually went out and bought controllers just to play this game. That
true.
tells you that game's that good.
I mean, every Friday, my friends and I would have sleepovers, and we just play this game until,
I can't think of-
until we just passed out. I mean,
No,
that-
let's think about this.
just how it was.
How many games out there are actually that good that can control a crowd to be like, you know, you need to buy this controller to play our game, and people do that.
Because 2 people could really play against each other, and it was one of the, you know, the very first games that was localized to that point where everyone could get
Yeah.
it. It wasn't like a Neo Geo, you know, where you had the...
Yeah, you'd have like your friends over and you could have like tournaments and stuff. I'm gonna hit every button because I'm gonna try to do that super, whatever it is. I don't see anything super happening. What do I hit? Pause? No, pause don't do it. I don't know how to do whatever that super is.
And it's interesting because you have the...
You got me.
No idea. But the whole, like, Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter, because a lot of people feel Mortal Kombat's too simplistic and relies more on the blood. To get along.
I
but
like both the series, and
that's-
they're like two different flavors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm actually way better at Mortal Kombat, so
Yeah.
that's why I play that one more.
I
But
feel Mortal Kombat is.
this is a beautiful game.
I
Really,
don't
is.
know how to put it.
So well made.
My opinion on it is Mortal Kombat is more about combos, and this one's more about strategy than
More chess.
yeah. I think this one's more like playing chess
Which
compared.
is really like Samurai Showdown and a lot like
you
that
got
too.
me. It's all that chess talk. There you go.
Telling you.
Kyle just wanted to play.
Yeah, it's all about like blocking it at the right time.
Yeah.
And knowing like when to hit the block button and when to attack, which is totally Fatal Fury all the way. All right. So we can use our reach and to our advantage.
There you go. No. Stick with what works.
Oh, you can shoot up. No, I forgot about that.
I ain't reaching, but you're at your super point now. Oh, you got the Stretch Armstrong advantage.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Good old Stretch Armstrong.
Now he's got the downtown. He's like puking when you're hitting him there. It's kind of funny showing that big old line of puke. Remind me like the puking ghouls and ghosts when the pigs are trying to puke on you. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be eating a pretty rotten meal to be having lethal puke like that. It could take armor off of Arthur.
Yeah, some of this, huh?
I guess just don't go headstrong on this guy, because that's what I was doing. I was being aggressive and I wasn't getting far, but it seems like you let him come to you and you got better odds here. I don't remember that weird glove move he's doing. He's like flipping with like a Michael Jackson green glove.
Get the flame going. Come on. No.
Oh.
All right, we got one more chance. Michael,
Make or break it. Well, that's what it looked like when he's like turning around like he's doing a move. Like he had a glowing hand. It looked like a glove. I don't remember these graphics in the Super Nintendo version. At least because this is Turbo, they had to make everybody all crazy. I mean, the music is pretty good, but it's obvious that it's on a CD because when it goes to different music modes, it's got like a track skip in there, like it goes to the next track on the CD. So
yeah, you can. It's
not like smooth.
Yeah, it's not a clean break at all. Jesus.
Uh-oh.
Through him, yes.
Oh,
chance.
And he
A
lands on his
chance.
feet like Spider-Man.
A chance, yes.
Come on, Spider-Man.
No.
Well, let's take a fork in you, Kyle. Well, that just goes to show two guys that are, I'd say average at least at this game, are struggling mad heck with this controller. What's your 2 cents on it?
Yeah, I have to practice some more, I think, on this.
Oh, I mean, anytime you got to practice that hard with a controller, it's just not a good controller, you know what I mean? That's just the whole take on it, but other than that, I'd say that's it for this Street Fighter one. I mean, it's not that great of a game compared to the other versions that are out there, and it's just got too much of a stretch for what we're talking about, trying to get used to different ports. So, any advice on the controller, Kyle?
Say keep practicing if this is the only one you got. If not, go for the SNES version, and I guess we can just close it out with Chun-Li here. Let's see what we can do with it.
Yeah, really. Good luck with her. Speed versus power.
Good match. Oh, yeah.
Speed should win. He didn't even do the cop out with the kick.
I'm trying to figure out the.
Yeah, just keep tapping the kick all day.
Oh yeah.
E Honda it up.
There's a head stomp. It's like really awesome.
I just can't believe how much drinking that guy's doing in the background during this whole match.
Oh yeah, it's hardcore.
That guy just don't quit. I think we finally found your match. It's that guy in the back.
Find out.
And how many...
Oh, there it is. I just did it.
Oh, nice. I'm assuming this is like a steel mill or something?
Yeah. Good old
So this is what happens in steel mills? Because I haven't been in one. Just have some death fights.
I guess when works slow.
Yeah.
There we go.
This is like their Christmas party, how they celebrate. They get 2 professional fighters to duke it out in front of the whole crew. Like, yeah, I got the money on this one.
Pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. That's a Christmas party I wouldn't miss.
Got him.
Nice.
The head stomp.
I think that's the secret, is get that speed character against him.
It's my baby.
You got to put her down good with him.
All right.
I like the pictures at the end. That makes you feel earned. So, any other advice? 2 cents?
Chun-Li's pretty good.
Use Chun-Li with this controller. That seems to be the advice for it. But other than that, that's pretty much all we got with this one, guys.
All right.
We'll talk to you next time, and let us know what you think about Street Fighter and this version and what your favorite version is. Till then, we'll talk to you next time.
See you later.